You could be sending cold emails right now from a blacklisted domain and you wouldn't even know. Your emails won't be landing, your replies will be dropping, and your system will just be silently dying. So I built a system that checks all my domains and IP every single morning just to make sure that they're okay and they haven't been blacklisted. But if they have, it will ping my phone instantly and let me know. I got this idea from a SaaS company who were charging $500 per year. So I built it in 15 minutes and I've been selling it myself for the same price as a one-off. I'm going to build it here from scratch, step by step, so you can copy it and sell it yourself for $500. It'll be the easiest money you ever make. So we're going to be using NA10. We're going to start with checking my my IP. I have a dedicated IP. So for that, I'm going to go into Spark Post, check my IP pool, and this is the one. But the tool we're actually going to be using is called MX Toolbox. Now, if you haven't used this before, you probably should. You can just type in a domain. So for example, ccentrix.com. And it'll tell me whether my DNS records are set up correctly or not. So as you can see, they are. So it's good for anyone who's doing it yourself, like I do. I have an automation or an infrastructure that sets up all this for me. So it's a good tool for me to know that I have, or the automation has done it correctly. But you can also do a bunch of other stuff. So let's have a look at the blacklist check. And it will check against 9 blacklists. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that MX Toolbox actually have their own API. So we'll type that in, have a look at this. And you see there's dozens of use cases. What can you do? So we're going to be doing a lookup for blacklist, both domain and IP. So let's have a look. And you can see that this here is the endpoint. So we're going to copy that, although we're going to be doing IP. So if you scroll down, the network lookup type is blacklist. So I'm just going to put it in here. Just spell it correctly though. I'm going to put my IP that we looked at on Spark Post and put it in there and press try it now. And this is the type of response that you'll get. By the way, that's my API key. I think it just gives you one. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it will just give you one here. Okay, and this is the response that you'll get. So you can see all we're really looking at is this here. Failed, nothing. Warnings, nothing. Passed, and it will show you all the different spam lists that you've passed on. Okay, or blacklists, I should say. So let's copy this and we'll put it as an HTTP request. And I believe it was a GET. So let's just have a look again. Yeah, it's a GET request. Authentication, send headers. We're going to send, I'm guessing it's authorization, but let's just double check. Request header, authorization, and then API key, which is this variable here, API key. So you do authorization, and then you put in your API key like so. Let's test it. And there you go, we've got all the blacklists. You can see that failed was none. So check IP, blacklist, rename. Then we're gonna do an if node because that's literally it. That's all we need to do. That is going to run every day. But if, what I thought is if failed, okay. So if failed, then we're going to do the array length is if it's less than or equal to 0, that means the true path is going to do it if nothing outputs from the failed, okay? But if it's more than 0, then we're going to want to send a notification. So I'm going to do that via pushover. You put in your user key. So if you haven't signed up to pushover yet, you will sign up in pushover.net. it'll give you a user key. You'll put that, and I'll put IP has been blacklisted. Stop all campaigns ASAP. Okay. And that's literally it for the IP one. Let's go check the blacklist, and you're only going to get notified if the blacklist fails and if you are in spam or you have been blacklisted. One last thing though is you're going to want to change that for on schedule, and I'm going to do it every morning at 6 a.m. every day. Days between triggers 1. So now every morning at 6 a.m. this is going to run, check the blacklist, and it's going to let me know before any of my campaigns go out at 9 a.m. whether I've been blacklisted or not. So I'm going to wake up and I want to see it. Now the next one, this is going to be checking for whether my domains have ended up on the blacklist. Now I actually have a Google Sheets full of my domains. So let's go get rows and let's have a look. I think it is domain tracker. If I go into Sheets, yeah. So I've already got it set up here, but like I say, we're doing it step by step, so you guys can do it as well. So it's domain tracker domains. Okay, wrong one. Domain tracker domains. Test the step, and that should output all my domains like so. So we're going to go into here, back onto here, and have a look at the blacklist one. I think we just literally put in the domain. So we use C-Centrix again as the example. Domain, blacklist, C-Centrix, and it's the same sort of output. Failed, none, warnings, none, passed, yes, all of them, which is great. So we're going to do literally the exact same. So the URL will be up here. We're just going to replace that with domains. Still a GET request, same authorization and API key. So we want to copy this, go over here, API key, do authorization, and instead of this, we'll put in the domain here. Lovely. Test the step. 64 items, and it's checked. So we're literally going to do the same thing. It's going to be an if node. An if failed array length less than or equal to 0 is true, it means it's passed. If it's false, we're going to update it in Google Sheets, because as you can see, I've got them all updating here every morning. So we're going to append or update a row, and then we're going to do pushover as well, just to let me know that I have failed. And if it's true, we're also just going to update the sheets. Probably just that. And we'll go into domain tracker, domains. We're going to match on the domain. We'll have to execute the whole flow. $64 items, then we'll go into here, match on the domain. So you want to go command argument, and it's going to be no known blacklists. So it's going to match on the domain. So it's going to be searching my spreadsheet for usecentrix.com, and it's going to match on that and update it to no known blacklists. And if if the array in here, just so everyone understands, if this array, you can see it's an array from this, right? These two brackets means it's an array. It's clearly empty or null, so nothing's in there at the moment. But if the if it's basically greater than 0, so if there's one thing in there, that one thing will go down here. Yeah, that one thing will go down here and it will update and it will say, sorry if you can hear them dogs, we'll do the same again, match on the domain. So we'll just copy this. And we'll say blacklisted. And you'll do the exact same with the pushover. So you'll sign up and you'll put in your user key and you'll put domain and you can just copy that again. Has been blacklisted. And that'll come through to my phone. And it really is as simple as that. You now have a system that will check your domains and your sending IP against well-known blacklists every single day. So you don't have to worry. And it will notify you if anything does go wrong straight to your phone so you can stop the campaign, re-warm up, whatever it is you have to do. This is just going to single-handedly protect yours and your client's deliverability. It's going to pretty much save your cold email campaigns. And the best thing is that you can actually resell this as one-offs for $500, as that SaaS company was doing for the year. So they're getting a lifetime for $500, whereas this SaaS company was doing 1 year for $500. And feel free to build on this. You could obviously add on some sort of rotation in there as well, a clever automation that notifies the user when a domain has been blacklisted, takes it out of campaign rotation and adds it into some sort of warm-up pool that you've created, like my warm-up automation on my channel already, that re-warms up that domain and gains that reputation and trust again with ESPs. I actually put this on my LinkedIn on make.com a few weeks ago, and it's been in the community for quite a while as well. So people have been using it and even selling it and making some good money off it. So if you want automations that do solve real problems and can also make you money, extra money on the side, then join the community. There's plenty in there. Or you could just subscribe because it will come out on my YouTube channel at some point and I'll be showing it to everyone. So let me know if you're building this in the comments, drop me a like and take care. I'll see you in the next one.